All right, my friends, we've been learning all about 2D shapes this week. And so what I thought I would do is read you a special story all about the shapes that are around us. And we read this story at the very beginning of the school year, so it's been a while. I thought I would bring it back out so we can kind of remember some of the shapes that we found. So this story is called Shapes All Around, and it's by Gare Thompson. He's the author, so he wrote the words, and illustrations by Stephen Mach. So Stephen is the one who drew some of the pictures, but then also took some of the pictures with a camera, and you're going to see those inside the story. Here we go. Shapes All Around. One of our big books. Ooh. I am making a scrapbook of all the different shapes I see. There are circles, squares, rectangles, and triangles all around. Find the shapes that I drew on this picture. All right, I'm gonna hold it up. See if you can see all of the shapes. Point them out. Look for our triangles, squares, rectangles, circles, hexagons. Okay, let's keep going. And if you need to pause it to look at it, you can, that's fine. Okay, so the first shape we're gonna look at is circles. Let's look for more shapes. In the park, we can find circles. You can blow circles, like bubbles. You can play with circles. This is a hula hoop, balls, and look at these rings. There are many circles. You can go up, up, up. And we have rings kind of like this on our playground at school. But I bet you can find some circles in your house somewhere. Maybe inside your house, maybe in the backyard. You can go look for some circles. Okay, here's our pictures. I'll show them to you. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, here's some more circles. Wheels are circles that go round and round. Wheels can take you where you want to go. Our friend Jensen sent me a picture yesterday of himself riding on his bike, and his bike had wheels, which are circles. I've actually been going for a bike ride every day since I last saw you guys. My little girl loves riding on the bike. We have like a little carrier on the back of it, and she sits in the little carrier, and we ride our bike all over the neighborhood. Thumbs up if you've been riding your bike over the break. Anybody? Okay. All right, let's look over here. See the circles in the parade. The umbrellas are bright and colorful. How many umbrellas do you see? Okay, you might for sure need to pause this video now so you can count up all of those umbrellas. There is a lot there. See them? And then our bike over here. All right. Whew, that's a lot of umbrellas. Okay, now we're gonna look at some squares. Look out the window. You're looking out of a square. All four sides of a square are the same length. They are equal. All the sides are equal. So look, when you look out a window, you might be looking through some squares. And then over here, you can play games on squares, move around on these squares. How many squares do you see in each game? So we have a game of checkers. This is another little game, not sure what that one's called. And then hopscotch. Take a look at all of those squares. I'm going to show you this side. Look at all of those squares. If you have floor at your house that's called tile floor, then you probably have lots of little squares all over your house. Maybe in your kitchen or your bathroom. Have to go check it out. Okay, here's some more squares. Look at these squares. Some are big, some are small. Count them all. We have dice. And these are like little blocks, I think. A sandwich. Anybody been eating some sandwiches over the break? Yeah? And you can cut them. It's a big square, and then you can cut it into little squares. And then here are some blocks. This quilt is made of many squares. All of the little squares make one big square. This big square can keep you warm. And it says these squares make a pattern. You guys know all about patterns. Look, she's covering up, going to sleep. So you can take a look for squares around your house. Okay, let's see what's next. Guesses? Rectangles. Run down the field. The soccer field is a big rectangle. There are small rectangles on the field too. So here's your big rectangle, and then here's some smaller ones. And then look at that one, circle. And then the little goal is also a rectangle. And it says, look at these buildings. They have many rectangles. The rectangles are different sizes and colors. So look at the soccer field. And then take a look at these buildings. I'm going to give you just a minute. You can pause if you want and look for all of the rectangles. Also, you can check and see if you see any other shapes on those buildings. Okay. Whew, this is a big book. All right, let's see what's next. Oh wait, more rectangles. Here we go. Rectangles are everywhere. Some rectangles are signs. And signs help us find our way. This says one way. This is just an arrow pointing Central Avenue. And you know what that one says? Exit. Many books, blocks, and sheets of paper are rectangles. We use lots of rectangles every day. Anyone know what this is called? Use it to measure? It's called a ruler. All of these books, all of those pieces of paper are rectangles. So many shapes around us. You can see them everywhere you go. Okay, here we go. Triangles. A triangle has 3 sides. You can make triangles for lunch, cut a square and make triangles, then eat them all up. So we just saw a sandwich that was cut into squares, but you can also cut it into triangles. Do you like squares better or triangles? I think I'm more of a square kind of girl. What do you think? Triangle, squares? If it's cut in triangles, would you not eat it? Gotta be squares or gotta be triangles? It tastes different, right? Just kidding. Okay, then look, we have a piece of pie, some cheese pizza, pie, all triangles. Many roofs are triangles. When the rain hits the roof, the water runs off and the house stays dry. So look, here's our triangle. When the water hits it, it runs off like this. Can you imagine if your roof was flat? What would happen with the rain when it hit your roof? It would kind of just sit on top of it, right? So it's important to have a triangle roof so that the rain can fall off and not just sit on top of the house. Okay, let's take a look at these pictures. Okay. Some more triangles. On a windy day, triangles can be fun. Kites that soar in the sky are triangles, and the sails on a sailboat are triangles. Anyone ever been on a sailboat before? I don't think I have. It looks really fun though. What about flying a kite? Flying a kite's fun. Okay, these signs are triangles. The signs tell drivers to be careful. So what does this sign mean? That means somebody's crossing the street, so you gotta be careful. The cars have to be careful. And then this sign says yield. That means kind of slow down, make sure it's safe to cross. All right, here we go. All right, shapes within shapes. If you look closely at something, you may see more than one shape. So take a look at this sign. This sign is a square, the black part is a rectangle, and then the red, yellow, green are circles. Lots of shapes on that. Look at this picture in my scrapbook. What shapes do you see? Okay, I'm gonna show you both sides of it, and then you can pause the video and see how many shapes you can see on each picture. Okay, here's our first one. Okay, and then, here's the other side. See how many shapes that you can find. All right, guys, there is an extra story at the end of this, but I think I'm gonna save it for another day because I feel like that was a lot of shapes that we just did. And you guys did an awesome job. I think you're really, really gonna get these 2D shapes. All right, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.